Hello, beautiful internet family. My name is Dan Davis, and I'm the creative director here at danstube.tv, as well as the Fearless Drone Academy, which is the ultimate online drone course for beginners. And today I've got my full review of the Mini 3 Pro 4 months later. So there's been a bunch of content on my channel on the Mini 3 Pro, and if you've watched any of that, you'll know that I'm in love with this drone. It's an amazing micro drone, an amazing sub 250 gram drone, which is so helpful for people all over the world, especially because there are some strict rules and regulations for a lot of people. So having a drone under 250 grams that is a pro drone that is this capable was such an exciting moment to be able to see this and test it out. These are my thoughts though 4 months later, like what's changed in the system? Have there been any software updates? Have there been any additions or any new cool things that have come out? And have my thoughts changed much since my initial review? I've got the Mini 3 combo that comes with the DJI RC. So this is the remote control with a built-in screen. It's their more budget-friendly remote control. It actually does now work with the Mavic 3, which is really cool. Hopefully, the Air 2S will get support for this very soon. But this controller, like, my goodness gracious me, this thing is awesome, so cool to be able to use. A lot of people have probably never tested a smart controller from DJI because they're quite expensive. But to be able to get a smart controller like this, that does the job for you, like you can't do too much with it, you can't load apps on it. It's very limited in the sense that it's running Android, but it's pretty much locked off to the DJI Fly app and the file management system. That hasn't changed in 4 months. We haven't had any like additional app support or anything like that. But to be honest with you, you don't really need it. Like, it is nice to have, and when I had the RC Pro, that was really cool to test that out. But a lot of the time, like the apps aren't fully supported. A lot of the time, like you don't even have reception. So you've got to connect the RC Pro up to your phone anyway. So at that point, you might as well just have the apps on your phone. For example, like the Wind Compass app, and to make sure you're not flying in aerodromes and all that kind of stuff. You might as well just check it on your phone before you get to the location. And then you just use this for the flight experience. That's actually what I really like. I know you can put your phone on airplane mode and you don't have to get notifications, but the fact that this is purely dedicated for the Mini 3 Pro, there's just something special about that. You know, you don't have to worry about anything else. It's purely just the DJI Fly application and your drone. And there's something really nice about that. The display itself is gorgeous. Everything is very, very responsive. In terms of like the build quality, it definitely feels a little cheaper than the RC Pro, which is definitely expected for the price point. But I think overall, like you're going to be very happy to get yourself the smart controller here, the RC, DJI RC, with your Mini 3 Pro, because it is a nice combo. The Mini 3 Pro and the DJI RC together, just with the one battery and the little accessories you get with it, that will set you back 1,299 Australian dollars. If you check the link in the description below, I actually do have some exclusive DanceTube bundles over on the D1 store. So check that link. You can go over there and get some really cool bundles, whichever drone you're looking for. You can also reach out to the D1 store directly at sales@d1store.com.au. Mention DanceTube and you will unlock some special pricing for whatever product you're looking for over there. Let's dive straight into the new features that have come out over the last 4 months of the release of this drone. There have been a bunch of little like quality of life improvements and some other really nice updates that I was waiting on. So the first thing that came out is, as you would remember from my initial videos, if you check them out, the camera system itself can shoot vertical videos. So it rotates so that you can capture vertical videos for TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, all that kind of stuff. So you can do that, and that was fine, that was working great, but there was no tracking, and you also couldn't use master shots. So what's basically happened is they've added that support. So that's a new thing that's come out recently. I've got some shots of me tracking some boats, and I've actually got it in that vertical video mode. The fact that we can do that now is really nice. All the tracking options are available, which is nice. You've got active track, you've got the parallel and trace options in active track, you've got spotlight, and you've also got point of interest. So it's not like they've dumbed it down or given you less options. It's the fully fledged, full functional tracking options in that vertical shooting mode. which is really nice. And something that I did, I guess, complain about or mention in my early videos, but they've added that now, which is amazing. You can also do master shots as well in the vertical mode. So the vertical video mode has now become a full mode on its own. Like, it gives you pretty much everything you need, where previously it didn't have all of those features. So that's something that was a recent update and something that was welcome to the Mini 3 Pro community. A lot of us are very happy about this. So that's the first big update that came out for this drone after the release. There was obviously those other small, like I said, quality of life improvements and little tweaks and things that make it a bit more responsive, a bit more reliable, all that kind of stuff, which is just common when a product comes out. The other thing that's really nice is the Mini 3 Pro can now work with the RC Pro. So not many drones are compatible with the RC Pro. From my understanding, it's the Mavic 3, the Air 2S, and now the Mini 3 Pro. So that Mini 3 Pro, the Pro in the name, is definitely, you know, it's shining. They're making sure that this is a pro drone. The fact that you can use it with a pro controller now is really nice to see. Again, not for everyone, quite expensive to get that controller, and the DJI RC, this controller here, is gonna do the job for you. Honestly, you probably don't need the RC Pro, but the fact that that support has come out is really nice. And the fact that they've added, like I said, the tracking and master shots to the vertical shooting mode, they clearly care about this drone, and they probably will add some more little quality of life things, maybe some small features moving forward, but they're definitely not done updating this drone here. And it was cool to see some new updates after the release. So in terms of everything else, like my overall experiences with this drone after testing it now for 4 months, I've been pleasantly surprised with everything I've put this drone through. It handles beautifully well, like you would expect from a DJI drone. It just does everything that you would want it to do. It's great in all sorts of wind conditions. I've tested it in some heavy wind conditions. The obstacle avoidance as well is amazing on the Mini 3 Pro. You get front, rear, and also downward facing obstacle avoidance. That means that when you put it in active track mode, it does a great job of moving around trees. Even though it doesn't have the side sensors, I've found that the way they've programmed it, the way the algorithm works, it definitely tries to avoid going side on. So it's very aware of what's happening, and it flies in a way that it tries to avoid trees without flying side on. So again, that makes sense because it doesn't have side sensors. So it's a safe drone to track you. I would say that with active track, like, it's a great feature. I would love to see follow features, like follow me mode, where it's basically just picking up on the reception from either the controller or your phone, because that then means that you don't have to have like direct line of sight. You could be flying over some trees and it can continue tracking you, where active track is a little limited in that way, where if you fly over something, it's going to lose you. Also, it needs to be relatively close to the subject to track you, like especially in the parallel mode. I find that it needs to be way too close to the subject. Again, that's a danger. Like, I don't want to be flying close to people. So I wish that I could fly a little further away with that parallel mode. Unfortunately, that's not a thing. That's definitely a limitation of the active track mode here. But that's not just on the Mini 3 Pro. That's kind of just a across the board statement for active track. Great feature. I absolutely adore it. But something like the follow me modes on Litchi, DroneLink, and Maven, they definitely give you a lot more consistency. Video quality on this Pro drone is fantastic. You can go 4K HDR. It also has 48 megapixel stills, a bunch of options in the 4K shooting modes. You've got a lot of slow-mo options as well, which work really well. I've covered a lot of that in my previous content, but I would say overall, like testing it for a long period of time now, the camera system is great. Like the fact that it works in all different lighting conditions. Like, it's actually it performs better than a lot of drones in low light conditions because it has dual ISO. And I would say that like the camera system itself is comparable to, like, it's getting close to the Air 2S. Like the Air 2S is probably a little better than this guy here. I've done a comparison between the two, but it's not far off. And for a mini drone to be able to like be capable of capturing really high quality 4K video and HDR options, as well as 48 megapixel stills, like this is a reliable mini drone that gives you really everything you need. I also really appreciate the build quality of this drone here. I've tested out all the other mini drones from DJI, the Mini SE, Mavic Mini, and Mini 2, all amazing drones. But in terms of build quality, like they've taken it a step up with the Mini 3 Pro. It's built to last. It's got some solid arms on it. I also love like a small little thing. It's a nuance, but the fact that when you're folding the arms, you can fold whatever arm you want because the front ones fold down. So that means that I can fold the front ones first, or I could fold the rear legs first, where other DJI drones and other drones on the market, there's like a specific folding order. It's a very small thing, but when you want to get out into the field or when you want to, leave wherever you're filming, like it's a quick, easy setup. You don't even have to think about it. So that small little thing is a quality of life improvement here. And I think that's just purely because of the redesigned drone, but it's a smart decision to go with. They could have gone with the previous designs, but this actually does save a bit of time. In terms of battery life, I've been happy with the Mini 3 Pro. You're getting 25 or so minutes from the drone itself. They obviously quote more than that, but on average, about 25 minutes of flight is probably what I'm getting depending on the conditions. The controller itself, they say it's got hours of battery life, but I've only got the one battery, so I'm very rarely charging this guy. I come home, charge this up, and then go back out again. So together they work really well. If you have additional batteries, that's obviously going to take you a lot further. But the performance of everything has been great. It is a DJI product. It's just amazing, reliable, consistent. Like it's a great flight experience every single time. And from such a small drone to feel like one of the larger drones, the way it handles in the sky, like it really does cut through the wind. It can handle all sorts of wind conditions, which is something that's typical of a larger drone. And a lot of the time, the mini drones, you're a little bit more nervous to fly in higher winds. This guy here, I was confident to fly in really any condition. It's got like 10.7 meter per second wind rating, so it can handle some crazy wind conditions, but I'm confident to take this out in some very windy days, which I wouldn't be with some of the smaller drones because I find it drifts a bit. This guy is very consistent and reliable, which is awesome. Flight experience is great, like I said, video and photo quality, active track, master shots. The list goes on and on and on. You've got vertical shooting as well, and now that's got tracking and master shots and all the other cool things. You can even capture 48 megapixel stills in the vertical mode. So it really does have everything. It is a pro drone. It's clear why they've gone for the pro name with the 3-way obstacle avoidance, the active track, everything together. It's a big upgrade from the Mini 2. It's a big upgrade from a lot of other mini drones on the market. And this thing competes with some of the higher end drones like the Mavic Air 2, 2S, and even the Mavic 3. Mavic 3, they're all amazing drones, but like this guy is a perfect point for, like, if you've never owned a drone, let's say, and you've got the money, this is like the drone to go for. If you don't have as much money, there are other options out there, but if money isn't as much of an issue for you, you don't want a large drone, maybe you've got rules and regulations that are quite strict in your country, the Mini 3 Pro is really everything you need in a drone. The fact that it's mini is a bonus because it's foldable. It can literally fit in your pocket. The controller's not massive, so it's a small, compact, powerful little system here. But honestly, it's everything I wanted in a mini drone, everything I wanted in a drone. This thing is insane. Like when I started my YouTube channel, to think that it's going to come to this point, I wouldn't have even imagined it. This is a great time to be a drone lover. The Mini 3 Pro is fantastic. So I'm sure you can tell I'm a little bit of a fan of the Mini 3 Pro. It's a fantastic drone. And for a lot of people, it's going to be the perfect either starting drone or a drone to upgrade to. If you've got the Mini 2, this is a big upgrade to come over to the Mini 3 Pro. If you've got the Mavic Mini or Mini SE, again, major upgrade to come to the Mini 3 Pro. It's got so much going on for it. And the fact that it is everything, like all of those pro features in a mini drone, makes it even more exciting. So definitely check it out if you're in the market and you want to get yourself a capable mini drone that has everything you need. The Mini 3 Pro is definitely your go-to. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will chat to you in the next video, and peace out.